Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cologne Podcast.
I'm Mike.
I'm Ryan.
We're two best friends. We're going on a fragrance journey. We're making videos about smelling fragrances and giving you uneducated opinions.
And today, we're actually smelling a flanker of one of our favorite fragrances from the house of Initio, Oud for Greatness, Neo.
Yes, this was Brian Forbes's, our late friend. It was one of his top ones. And in fact, in his honor, I was able to give half a bottle to his brother to spray it on and think of him every once in a while. So this is a flanker to that. I got full disclosure on here. I've already smelled this kind of.
What the fuck?
But we know, like, it's not the same. You just go out and you smell it, and even it's not the same as smelling it here in the Cologne Podcast Studios.
There's some truth to that. And I'm going to say it's got some hype to live up to because I really do love the original. If it fucks off, I'm fucking out.
Well, I've actually got some hype to read for you, Ryan.
Okay, hit it up.
On Fragrantica, our friend Landon CP says, keeping it simple, not a fan. Original is a 9 to 9.5-ish out of 10. This may be a 4 to 5. I don't know who wanted a super metallic, weirdly dark green Oud for Greatness, but not me.
Huh.
That was Landon CP.
It's like, that kind of sounds cool. So I don't know. I feel like we're going to get some like Lunarosa Carbon area.
Ooh, I don't know.
I hear metallic, I start thinking of that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I guess I can kind of see where you're going. And by the way, if you're a Patreon, you're watching us on video.
How's that?
We started doing video. We told you guys we were going to do it. And if you're a loser and not a Patreon, then I guess you're just stuck with the audio, huh? You're not going to get to see our faces, be so excited if it smells great or so disappointed. Sometimes Ryan will get little tears in his eye when he's really let down by something.
So we're pitching tears.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we usually do a one night stand review. We kind of fucked up. We had TLTG come on and do an episode yesterday.
Yeah.
Which the Patreon's going to get the video of that. And we did a one night stand review of LeBeau in that. And then we did Hugo Boss bottle Absolute with Ross. And so
that's a hell of an episode. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for you guys to see the video of it or the audio if you're on Spotify. But that's for another time. We spent a little bit more time than usual talking to him. So you guys know how slow Todd is anyways.
Yeah. Give him some slack.
So especially if we're throwing video on his plate. So I think this episode, we're just going to go in. Just know you've got that coming. And it was our fault. We should have figured out how to do that right. But let's just jump right in, should we?
Yeah, man. You go ahead. I want you to be the first sprayer on this.
Okay.
That's a nice Tissot.
Oh, thanks. I'm copying Chris Fragmental.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Should I go into this not wanting to smell like the original?
Yeah, I think that is where we all mess up, right? We go, I love Oud for Greatness. Just take this as a standalone fragrance. You do get that DNA in there, though.
It's a little different, though.
It is different.
What the fuck?
So, to me, why I really liked it was Oud for Greatness is far too loud for my tender sensibilities. I don't like something crazy loud. You do.
Oh, yeah, I do, for sure.
You want that, girthiness.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I need something a little bit on the lighter side.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, this smells like a fresher, softer Oud for Greatness, which is exactly what I would need.
I hate this.
Really?
I do not like this.
Walk me through what you're not liking about it.
Bear with me here, okay, guys?
Mm-hmm.
It just smells like the outside of a balloon / you're in some older lady's house, I don't know, installing a refrigerator or something, and it's fucking smoky and dingy. Her fucking poodle hasn't been washed in 20 fucking years. It's all matted up.
No.
God, this is terrible. You really like this?
I do. I really like this. It does have a dusty quality to it, but that's not like turning me off.
Yeah.
It's not. To me, it's just like a powdery wood sort of a smell.
You don't get like a cigarette vibe off of this?
Hell no. Cigarette vibe.
Something, man.
No, there's a sweetness to it.
And I don't mean like smoke, like the good smoky, you know, like they got a fucking glass over a fucking plate of food and fucking smoking it or something. I don't mean that. It's
like
just
your toasted martini or whatever they do.
The tester strip smells way better to me, but on the skin, wow, this is actually so different. And it's I don't really get metallic though. Do you get metallic green?
No, I don't. I honestly get slightly fresher, slightly softer Oud for Greatness. I think this is a fantastic flanker. I'm going to be real. I was worried up front because a lot of times we'll smell something in the store, and then when we smell it here, it doesn't smell anything like what we remembered.
Does it smell like what you remember in the store?
It does, yeah. I didn't spray it on skin, though, there. I just had the cod.
Yeah.
Tester strip.
Wow. That is highly disappointing. I'm really shocked you like this.
What? Really? Do you even remember Oud for Greatness?
Oh, I remember it. I fucking love it. This is making me question a lot of opinions you may or may not have on fragrances.
I think you're hamming it up for the camera right now.
I promise you I'm not.
Yeah. Really?
It's starting to get pleasant.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Well,
Classic Ryan of saying something and then backpedaling.
Man, that opening, it just smells too like, I don't know, man. I've grown up in the 80s and 90s, guys. There was plenty of old women with fucking dingy-ass poodles. I mean, this is what it reminds me of.
This does not smell like a dingy ass poodle.
I promise you, dude. You know, they were always a white poodle, but they were just so goddamn dirty. They were like fucking apricot.
Yeah. Beige.
Yeah. Oh my God. And they got the fucking, you know, the allergy thing going on real bad because, you know, the bitch couldn't wash them, you know?
Oh, man, I love dogs. I'm like, if there's anybody who's ever loved dogs that has walked this earth, me. I absolutely love dogs. I cannot stand a poodle.
Why?
The look of them.
They're super smart.
And then, congratulations.
So also, aren't they like hypoallergenic or something like that?
Yeah.
See, there's that. They don't stink really bad as long as you wash them and don't, you know, neglect them.
I don't know. It's the look, man. And they always got like that, the tear duct stuff going on. It just, Look, I know my German golden mix is way dirtier than anybody's poodle ever because she literally just rolls around in the dirt after every bath. She's like a reverse Swiffer.
Is that like Cora?
Cora, yeah.
God, she's that big ass dog rolls around in the dirt all the time.
Absolutely. It's so frustrating. But she basically gets all the dirt from outside and brings it inside. So I know she's a dirty dog. All right.
That's a good dog.
So it's a great dog. But so it's not like them being literally dirty. It's just the look of them. I'm like, you know, it's hard to make them look loved. Because it looks like they've been crying all the time. Like they just have a terrible life.
Let me just hit you guys with the price and the popularity on this bad boy. Okay. Price $450 for 3 ounces.
Ooh, $450.
$450.
Like 90 mil.
Yeah. $450.
That is a hefty
and
price tag.
Popularity, you have to forgive me because I can't remember 100% of it's 4 point something.
It's also new.
Yeah, it is new. So that does have that going for it.
Yeah.
Popularity is a 4.29 out of 5, which is high.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Am I looking at the right one? Oh, I am. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. It actually doesn't. It's not that popular. Hold on.
Oh my God.
It's sorry, bear with me.
Couldn't screenshot this shit?
I did, but then I got lost in this episode.
Uh-huh.
Todd edited it. 4.16, not far off, out of 5, but only 241 votes.
Yeah, it's early on for that.
Yeah, it's
the hype needs to wear down, and then people like you will crawl out of the slums and into Fragrantica's review section.
It's getting a little better, but it's still, for that price, this is pretty mid, man.
Man, I absolutely love this.
I'm shocked.
This is what I needed Oud for Greatness to be, for it to be like for me. We've talked about this 100 times. You guys aren't surprised. I need a more chill fragrance. I can't be like
loud personality, chill fragrance.
Absolutely. That's how it works.
Yeah.
You'll hear more about that in the Ross episode, by the way.
I will say this, on the tester strip, it is getting like back to like the original DNA, and it is softer. He's been working out.
Actually, I missed my workout today. She wanted to be up here early in the morning.
But it's not bound tester strip. It's smoky, dingy, just dirty, dingy.
I'm shocked.
I'm serious.
I'm questioning you now.
You may. Hey, we'll both go to a goddamn ENT and get checked out.
Wow, man. Huh.
I do, and I hate that
I'm
it's
shocked.
not as. I hate that it isn't as loud as Oud for Greatness is crazy loud. And that's steep, man. 450.
Well, yeah, nobody's gonna do that. Well, don't do that. Just don't do that.
I think I saw like on like some like it may be Fragrance Net or Joma Shop. I want to say like 202, but I don't know what size that was.
Probably it's got to be the same. I would hope. Because I know you could get Oud for Greatness around that price.
Who's wearing this, man? Who would actually be dumb as fuck to wear this?
Me.
What's the age for this, man?
Older.
Yeah.
It's got to be 35 and up, which I just crossed 36. So.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be old?
Dude, it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it, guys?
I mean, there's nothing great that I can say about 36 that I couldn't say about, 35.
Guys, the best advice I can give you is seriously just live your life. Just do it.
Yes, I was having a conversation with a gal friend of mine last night, and she sent me a TikTok, and it said it was ladies talking to another lady, and the lady said, I figured it out. I figured out how men think. She said,
so in a relationship between a woman and a man, she said, the more you do for him, the more he loves himself. The more that you as a woman do for yourself, the more he loves you. Think about that for a second. What she was basically getting at is the fact that the more that you do for a man, in their mind, they're not thinking, oh, she's so amazing, she did all these things for me. In a man's mind, they're thinking, she did all of these things for me, I must be so amazing. Like, I must be so worthy of all of these things. Where on the flip side, the more you do for yourself, he sees like, wow, her self-worth is so high. Like, she loves herself. She's doing X, Y, and Z. She's doing all of these things for herself. And it makes him love you more and be more attracted to you. The same goes for when men do things for women. Men aren't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna give her these flowers because I'm such a nice guy. That's what women think. They think, oh my gosh, he gave me a bouquet of flowers. Like, he's so sweet, he's so thoughtful, he's so kind. When in reality, it should be the mindset of, he gave me flowers, like, he must really like me a lot. Like, I must be so amazing, I must be so worthy of this treatment that he treats me like a princess.
Okay. And I was like, no. That's not men. That's just, here's what we do, men and women, by the way. I'm going on a rant. Let me get on my soapbox here.
All right, I'm getting a drink. Go ahead.
We typically say, ladies say this and guys say this for women. We say, rather than say, a bad partner or a selfish partner, we just lump all of them in there. Here's what women do.
Yeah.
And women will do the same thing. They have a string of bad partners and they go, here's what men do. Okay. All men think this way. All men, if you're good to them, they hate you for it.
Really?
It's basically what it was saying. It was like,
I thought that's what you were trying to say.
No.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's where they go with this, right? We tend to just, categorize everybody into, the broad strokes. But that's what I was saying to her. I was just like, well, first of all, if I texted you and said, hey, so-and-so, I figured it out. I know exactly how women think. You would go, shut up. You're a man. You have no idea how women think. And I'm like, I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you really don't. You've probably figured out patterns in the type of people that you're attracted to. And I think you should look more into where it's like you like somebody that kind of breaks the rules and kind of is out on their own, doing their own thing. Well, then, of course, they're going to be selfish, I don't even know how we got here. I'm trying to think back of whatever brought this up. But either way, I'm just trying to say, I don't think we should lump, bad partners into just here's what men think, here's what women think. I really do. It's a case by case scenario. It's chemistry, right? Literally. You mix two things together and you get a reaction, and you could mix these two things with these two things and get a completely different reaction. And I think we're just too dynamic to try to broad, stroke all this stuff.
Are you going to skip it?
Sample it?
Or buy it?
What are you going to do, Ryan?
Oh, shit. Before I give my answer,
you want to go ahead and thank Dr. Phil for showing up this episode?
I do have to say this, though. I do think what a lot of people do lack in any relationship, I'm being serious for just a quick second, is communication, I think, is heard around the world all the time.
Yes.
And I truly think that is actually the problem.
Right.
And I think both sides on that and both sides on this, I think people are afraid of confrontation. And when they're met with any sort of criticism, the other side is instantly defensive, and people just don't know how to take criticism and learn to actually communicate in a healthy way. Right.
Yeah. One thing that I didn't mention in my, sermon that I'll mention here quickly is that you don't need to lose yourself in your partner as well. Yeah. If you're doing everything for them and you're not doing anything for yourself, then resentment will build.
Absolutely.
And then you will start to see them as somebody who thinks they're worthy of all these things. And you will then think they don't think you're worthy of the same thing. But at the same time, you do. I was like, it doesn't matter, men, women, whoever, we all deserve to be treated well by the people we're with. So if you think the way to make him love me more is to be completely self-focusing, that's not completely true either. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a balance. But I think you need to treat your partner great, but you also need to focus on making sure you keep your own identity and you don't pour into them only.
Absolutely.
And with that,
it's a skip.
It's a skip?
It's an easy skip. Easy skip.
What?
Very disappointed. Dingy, smoky, but not the good kind, like I said. It's kind of dirty.
Wow, I'm so shocked right now because I feel like this is 90% oud for greatness. Just maybe turned down to a 7 rather than a 12. And then maybe there's a little something else in there, but I really, really like this.
Look, you had like a friend growing up, and like when you're like early 20s, you like got in their car and it's like covered in like, I don't know, weed ash in the fucking inside the car.
This is not that.
There's fucking dirty shit.
This is not that.
They try to like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this, man. I am really sad about this one because we were hyped. We've been hyped for this for a minute.
Is that why you're so upset? Do you think you came in with like really high expectations?
No, because I really tried to go, hey, I don't care if it smells like Oud for Greatness or not.
Yeah.
I really don't care about that part. That was the only redeeming value a little bit later in this dry down was that it kind of smells a little bit like that DNA on the tester strip. But other than that, no, it's just really dirty smelling to me and smoky. It smells god awful to me.
I think if you're trying to date anybody under 35 guys, I don't think they're going to compliment this at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's just not sweet enough. You just something that, we've been able to chat with some of our gal friends and let them smell some of the fragrances. It can be woodsy. It can be masculine. There just has to be a little bit of sweetness, I think, for the general population, let's say under 30 years old.
Yeah. What's it for you, buddy?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I could see myself getting like a 10 mil of this. Not something I'd wear all the time. I'd wear it way more than Oud for Greatness, though.
That's shocking.
I'm dead.
That is crazy.
Dead ass would for sure.
No cap, huh?
No, zero caps on this one.
Wow. Okay.
Lest I'm popping caps with that atomizer like this.
Well, you know what, guys? If you enjoyed today's episode, God bless you. You got a lecture from Mike about why not to be.
Well, I thought it was an interesting topic for sure.
No, it definitely is.
I think one of the things that kills relationships is resentment.
Dude, it does. But it goes back to people hold resentment versus actually communicating.
For sure. And I did say that afterwards.
Yes, for sure.
I said that I feel like good communication will keep resentment from growing. Now, resentment's always going to be there. We're humans, we're animals.
Yeah.
But if you communicate just say, hey, this happened, and I just want you to know that kind of makes me feel this way. You're probably not intending to do that, but I just want you to know I'm really trying, and I would receive it if you would, return the same way. I need to feel that, right? So it's like, even if sometimes you get matched with somebody and the way you communicate love is not the way that they receive love. Like for me, if I got with somebody who loves giving gifts, that's not me.
Yeah.
Like they could buy me something every single day and I would just go, oh, thanks, but I'm not going to receive love that way, and they could really be trying, they could be like out there spending all day thinking about the perfect thing to get me. And that's the way they communicate that. And if I don't receive it that way, and if we need to be together, then we need to figure out how you're going to receive love and how I can communicate that to you. We might be a learning process, but
even if it was Oud for Greatness Neo,
I'd go, thanks. I'll wear this 10 times a year.
If you guys are not used to this, because this is going to be video format here.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we got 6 minutes to kill. So.
We're trying to hit a 30-minute mark. Goddamn.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they want any more of these problems.
For sure. I mean, but look, we come to fragrances not just to smell good, but sometimes as a remedy for other things. Absolutely.
That has been this podcast since day one. It's going to be random.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And today you just so happen to come in when as existential marriage advice, I guess. I don't know.
Well, look, I don't know where you're at, but I just thought that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And we both ended it by saying it's intriguing what the other perspective is, because a lot of times it's hard to have a conversation with the opposite sex and them not get like, hey, don't talk about women that way. Or you go, wait, men don't think that way. What the hell are you think? Yeah. So it's interesting to like pick the brain of like, how do you receive this? She's done that a few times where she'll like send something to me and go, how do you receive this? Like, what do you think? Is this accurate?
No.
And of course I'm like, hey, don't you say that type of shit. But I think for me, I was like, man, that was a really cool conversation to have.
I don't think I've ever grown up. I think I've just been the same.
I agree.
Loner. Just a loner, chill.
Yeah.
Don't want to have to talk to people. I barely want to talk to you. So it's
Right.
like,
Yeah. I know. I'm like, hey, we could go on for a while. And you're like, no.
he's like psychoanalyzed in the recent months. Whenever I'm doing anything, if it takes any type, if it gets too long, I'm just like, okay, we're done.
He's out.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
He's out
Good.
immediately. Yeah. I don't, man.
My brother's like that too, to an even worse degree, I think.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You know how.
Oh, you told. Yeah.
He's-
Yeah. I've seen it. Yeah, for me, as far as growing up, I mean, I've done a lot of growing up. Kids will do that to you as well, but
Yeah, for sure. This is a fragrance podcast. I swear to God.
Well, I smell great. I smell great right now while I'm throwing out this shit.
I think what we'll do next time is we'll move this table out. We'll put
a Chase lounge here.
Yeah, and we'll just have you stretch out across it. And I'll just sit behind
and
you
you'll
here.
go, yeah. Yeah.
Guys, we love you. Go to the Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cologne podcast. We have hundreds of like-minded people, just like us and yourself. They talk more about other things than fragrances in there, just like we're doing here. We have a health chat. It's a great space for everybody.
I haven't even talked about my relationship with my mom yet.
And until next time,
spray it up, y'all.